Hello, welcome. Let's reconnect live. Hope you can hear me all right. I'm going to do what I always do. Say, oh, I can see some of your messages already. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hello, yes. I only realised that about 5 minutes before I actually set the live stream up. Noel, hi, nice to be back. Yeah. So I am going to be just reading the prayer of St. Patrick's. I did think that's one thing that we could perhaps do today, St. Patrick's breastplate. Let's see. I missed last week. Okay. Ah, no, I'm just reading this. Yes, I was going to say if there are anybody wants specific, I was going to say prayers then, it's St. Patrick's, the prayer of St. Patrick's. This is not religious, I will just say reconnective healing is not about prayer, it's not religious, there isn't any belief system involved and no faith commitment required by anybody asking for reconnective healing. Can I just check that you can hear me all right? Somebody give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me all right, because I'm speaking very quietly, but I know that I have the mic here. But it's really nice if people come and do make a request for something for attention, because the way reconnective healing works is by attention. So if we give our attention to a certain thing, if myself as a practitioner is giving attention to something, a situation or someone, and holding that in love, that thought for that person, then that's what activates the healing, because it's about us recognizing that we're all one, but the way we use consciousness is key really to getting that light focused and fine-tuned. Yeah. Okay, thank you for telling me that, Noel. Yeah, most certainly, and just the name Michael. Okay. Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, just seeing who else is here. Good morning, Ladybug. Perfect. Does this work for mental health? Absolutely. So, reconnective healing is about healing on all levels, so mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And you know, it's interesting that we've been doing the Ho'oponopono. I've been doing this for Lent. Some of you have been doing it with me and working through the days. And really what the Ho'oponopono practice, one of the main teachings of it is that so much of what's going on in our life is unconscious patterns repeating, and in the practice of Ho'oponopono you use a little sort of mantra, I suppose you could call it a prayer, and that little prayer is cleaning the memories, cleaning the data. So in reconnective healing we're not using any prayer or any technique, but we are recognizing that there's this huge field of oneness by which we're all connected. And so as I receive, you receive. If you remember, those of you who've got the book of Eric's, thank you, I think that's someone just telling me that you can hear me okay. If you've got the book of Eric's or seen the book The Reconnection, it says Heal Others, Heal Yourself is the subtitle. And what that really means is that we're all connected. There isn't any transmission of energy or light or information. It's not travelling from me to you, from point A to point B. There's a recognition that when we are in this place and we come together on Friday for these lives, we've just, and I will do it, we'll do it every time, we collapse the illusion of separation just by remembering that we are souls. We move into the soul self from the role self, and in that place we all receive together. And yeah, absolutely healing at all different levels. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to just look now at the prayer of St. Patrick's. Means I'll just get rid of chat for a moment because I'm just bringing another screen up, and I'll just read a little bit of this, and some more people may be joining us, and then we will do some time of healing together. Let me see where it is. I've got it up here. Here it is. It's quite a long one, so what I might do is I might leave I might just leave a part of it to close with at the end. And as I say, it's obviously a very religious prayer, but it's, as I just glance through it, I also see that it's very much connection to the earth. It's got that Celtic spirituality in it. So it's talking about the sun and the moon and the fire and the wind and the sea and the earth. So it's lovely. And the famous part of it that says Christ with me, before me, behind me. It's just that lovely sense of oneness, the ground of all being that we share. So I think that we can use that as a prayer, whatever our faith, denomination or none. We can still use that today. So I hope these words inspire you. St. Patrick's breastplates, prayer for protection. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through the belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. I'm going to skip down some of these because it's a long prayer. I arise today through the strength of heaven, the light of the sun, the radiance of the moon, the splendour of fire, the speed of lightning, the swiftness of wind, the depth of the sea, the stability of the earth, the firmness of rock. You could almost imagine you're in Ireland. It evokes that landscape. I arise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's might to uphold me, God's wisdom to guide me, God's eye to look before me, God's ear to hear me, God's word to speak for me, God's hand to guard me, God's shield to protect me, God's host to save me from snares of devils, from temptations of vices, from everyone who shall wish me ill, afar and near. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I think that pretty much covers all bases. I just found that really touching and moving because it really speaks of the wholeness, doesn't it? It really speaks of the wholeness. So we'll move now into a time of receiving, and maybe that prayer just helped you to feel totally surrounded by this being, ground of all being, which is love. Hi, Julie. Yeah. Okay, and if anybody else has anyone else that you particularly want us to think about at this time, so that to bring it to our attention, please just say in the comments. But I'll start off now, and certainly prayers for healing for Michael. And then I think what I'm going to do what I normally do, because I want to do that. I just like that, where we do like the passing round. Yeah. Remember when you were at school and you might have done this in circle time, where you had an object to hold and it was your turn, and then you passed it on to the next person, and you passed it on to the next person. Maybe we can just think of doing that. In fact, I'm going to use one of mine. Just caught my eye, so I'm going to use it. This lovely stone. See this lovely stone here, and I'm going to imagine that we're starting off and that I'm passing that stone round the circle, and we're creating a little circle here. Hi Thomas, glad you could join me, that's so nice. I knew it was important, and Nick, hello, to just hang on a moment so that anyone any latecomers, that doesn't matter actually, I don't know what time it is, 10 past, 11 minutes past, we'll start at 11 minutes past, and we'll do about 10 minutes of healing. And so, yeah, I will say your names as we go around, but I'm going to start off just asking us to remember to switch, get comfortable, switch from the role self to the soul self, so that we're dissolving the separation just with a thought, and we're in this place of oneness where we receive. And just make sure you're sitting comfortably. You may want to hold your hands out. You may want to lie down if you want to. Just be aware of receiving and any sensations that you are aware of as you start to feel the power, because you will feel it. So I'm bringing my attention first of all to Michael, who is in need of physical healing at this time, and then we'll pass the stone round for those of us gathered here. Okay. And also Noel for you, I'm just going to have to refresh. There we go. Just bear with me because I've lost the chat. Just bear with me a moment. So Noel, also thinking of you at this time too. And passing the stone on to Dawn. I'm looking at your names in the chat, so that's bringing my attention to you. And ladybug. Okay. handing the stone on to you. And I did read your message about your sister, so we'll be thinking of you and your sister. I'm going to just turn this down slightly because there is noise outside, okay? And Thomas. Let me just see. Heidi, welcome. And Potter Baz also, Heidi in Michigan. And a pot of basil. Your turn to hold the stone. Thank you. That's so nice that you're bringing your intentions into the comments and holding them in this space. Yeah. You're welcome, Noelle. Soothing, yeah, it is. It's a lovely thing to do, this passing of the stone around the group. We can do that if it's a smaller group. It's just really nice to imagine that we're stepping into this space together, using our imaginations, passing the stone round. Yeah, you're glad you felt the frequencies. Perfect. You're so welcome. That's quite nice. Oh, hold the stone for me. I receive because you receive. I'm really lucky because I've actually got another reconnective healing session booked straight after this one. So I'm going to be receiving for a long time, for a full hour. It'll be lovely. But thank you, Julie, so lovely. I do get a lot out of it, you know, afterwards. I feel so peaceful. And it's cliche, but it is in the giving that we receive. And I'm sure that's because of this philosophy of oneness. You're welcome, Dawn. You're really welcome. Powerful frequencies. I'm pleased to hear it. So a really big thanks to everybody that's joined me. Can you hear me okay? I hope so. I keep having to just touch my screen so I don't lose the twitching in your fingers. Yeah, good. What's this here? I got moved at times. Yeah. I feel so calm. That's lovely. Yeah. I found that really moving, folks. I'm going to just close with that prayer once again, not the whole of it because it's quite long. In fact, I didn't read the whole of it, but I'm going to read that final bit because it's beautiful and it's a lovely way to finish, because it's this sense of being completely surrounded on all sides, and I hope it just makes you feel loved. It's a prayer of protection, so take it with you into the day, interpret it in any way that works for you, but the words of the prayer are Christ with me. In fact, maybe hold your hand on your heart as you say, as I speak it. And also what I like to do in spiritual practice is hand on heart and the other hand on solar plexus, because I just find that really comforting. But I do think there's something of a little bit of I don't know what we would say, a sort of circuit, energetic circuit that happens when we do that from the heart. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me or woman, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I'll say amen to that. So, bless you. I've got lovely tingles all around my head. You know, it's such a blessed time. Really love being with you. And I just hope you have a really good weekend. And I look forward to connecting with you. Like the fact that you've put green hearts there, Noelle. See what you did there for St. Patrick's Day. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye. God bless.